So now I am going to discuss about chapter 2. In this chapter 2, we will see how the Devatas manifested Devi. This chapter 2 is known as Madhyam Charitra, and this Madhyam Charitra belonged to Devi Lakshmi. So there is a very beautiful description about Devi Lakshmi. Devi Lakshmi, who resides on a big lotus, and she has many weapons in her hand. She is always ready to protect her devotees and destroy demons. The Rishi is saying, during ancient times, there was a big fight between Devatas and demons or Asuras. Mahisasur was the king of demons and Indra was the king of Devatas. In this war, the Asuras won. Now we all know that whenever any problem comes, Indra goes running to Vishnu Bhagwan or Shiva for help. They told all the story to Shiva and Vishnu. These demons were not letting sun, moon, air and water do their work properly. In today's life also, when we become more powerful, we start playing with nature and natural resources. So, like now also, we are cutting so many trees, forest and making houses. Due to global warming, the weather problems are there. It's too hot or too cold. The same things at that time was also happening. So some people become so powerful that they were not letting others to do their job. So these demons were not letting anyone to do their job. These kinds of examples are everywhere. So this kind of nature of human is always very destructive. We cannot say that our generation is not respecting or taking care of earth. Many times these things have happened before also. These stories, whenever we read them, they look like our own problem, what we are facing today. So now Devta started asking Vishnu Bhagwan and Shiv Bhagwan to kill Mahisasur. Now for killing such a powerful enemy who had a boom that no man can kill him, they all decided to get united. So how in today's war also, all the country usually get united, get together and support each other with their weapons and technologies. Same at that time also. All Devatas started putting their energy at one place. The energy would come out from all the deities' bodies. The energy was very bright and very humongous, very large. It looked like that entire universe is getting light from that energy. And slowly, that energy converted into a lady. After looking at lady, we can see that her face looks like Shankar. And then Yamraj gave her hair, Vishnu Bhagwan gave her hand, Moon gave her breast, Indra gave her waist, Varun gave her thighs, Mother Earth gave her bottom, Brahmaji gave her legs, Sun God gave her toes, Sun gave her fingers also, Prajapati gave her brightness, Fire gave her 3 eyes, and then air, Vayu Devta gave her eyebrows, Sandhya gave her eyebrows. So entire her body was made by different deities. Whatever best they have in themselves, they try to give it to Devi. With this kind of powerful energy she was made. When the deities saw her, they became so happy. Now they started giving gifts to her. So Shiva gave her Trishul, Vishnu gave her chakra, Agni gave her power, Kal gave her sword, Ocean gave her beautiful necklace, beautiful clothes and jewelries for the entire body parts. Vishwakarma, who is considered the engineer, gave her his engineering instrument. Now Himalaya, the mountain, they gave her lion to ride. So like this, many of the Devatas gave her whatever best they have. Earth also gave her beautiful gifts. With all this gift, Devi became very happy. She started laughing. Her laughter was echoing in the entire universe. Because of the echo, the earth started trembling. The oceans were shaking. All deities became very happy and they started praying to her. When demons saw, they also felt that something is happening in this universe. What kind of sound is that, or why the earth is shaking, oceans are trembling? Then they saw that there is a lady, because of her, things are happening. When they saw Devi, her brightness was covering 3 dimensions, 3 lokas. She was so big because of her weight, earth was getting pressed. Her crown was so big, it felt like it's going beyond the sky. It's going to scratch the sky. It felt like that she has thousands of arms from where she is going to take care of us. Now these demons came out and started throwing arrows or weapons on the Devi. The army commander came, the army chief came, and they started fighting with Devi. So when they were fighting with Devi, Devi started playing with them. There was no anger on her face. She was just playing with them. Even the lion was playfully trying to kill the demons. It was a kind of big battlefield. People were dying and different kind of sounds were coming out. Because Devi was fighting and she was winning, so people who were in the side of Devi, they started celebrating. So this was the fight between Devi and the army chief. When we look closely to this, we understand this kind of fight is always going in our inner space. All the time, the truth has to fight with many, many small patterns and wounds inside us. When Devi won, it shows that in our inner space, also after these fights, truth will win. If we try to see the description of Devi fighting with so many demons, we can see through the spiritual perception. These demons look like small desire, small patterns, fear, greed, arrogance. These kind of patterns are inside us. When Devi is killing these demons, same way we are trying to fight with these patterns all the time. For fighting with these patterns, we need to have something very humongous, very pure inside our mind. Like Devi was so big, so humongous, so all these demons were so small. Same way we need to have something very big inside us. So all these patterns, all these problems will just vanish in the brightness. How Devi was so bright. So if that kind of brightness we have inside us, all the small negative energy, black or shady or grey things inside us will just go away. So I don't think this just like a story. If we can see more deeper, it will help us grow in spirituality very fast and in day-to-day life also. We all have small fear or patterns inside us. We just need to get attached to something very big. So these small things will stop troubling us, bothering us. I want all of you to clean your inner space when you are listening to this with your love and devotion. Just surrender to the biggest, highest possibility. Don't even think a moment. These small problems will just vanish away from your life. When we don't have anything big, we get attached to small things. If we get attached to something very bigger with a very high consciousness, at that time all these kind of small problems will just go away. So how Devi won? Now we can also win our fight inside us with all our patterns and desires.